Hello, it's Mrs. Mandalia. Our assembly today is going to be on Maha Shivratri. So, what is Maha Shivratri then? Maha Shivratri is celebrated in grand scale by followers of Lord Shiva. Maha means great, Shiv is for Lord Shiva, and Ratri means night. So, Maha Shivratri means the great night of Lord Shiva. So, every year in Hinduism, people celebrate the festival called Maha Shivratri in honour of Lord Shiva. So every new moon, which occurs once a month, is dedicated to Lord Shiva, and this is called Shivratri. But just before the summer, Hindus celebrate Maha Shivratri, which is the great night of Shiva, and this only occurs once a year. Maha Shivratri is also a day to celebrate the marriage between Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. And you can see a picture of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati on the top right hand side there with their son, Lord Ganesh. Considering all this, as you can imagine, this is a major holiday in the Hindu religion. Maha Shivratri is held at night just before the new moon. The moon that rises during the celebration is particularly important as it is said to be the night Shiva danced his cosmic dance called the Tandav. Why is Maha Shivratri celebrated then? Different parts of the country celebrate Maha Shivratri for different reasons. So in India, Maha Shivratri is celebrated for a number of reasons. And here are the three main reasons. Some consider this day to be one of the most important days when Lord Shiva married Goddess Parvati. And some temples in India, they celebrate this special auspicious occasion by reenacting the divine marriage at midnight. So in the same way that we would reenact the birth of Jesus during our nativity plays, in India, temples would reenact the marriage between Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati at midnight as well. For some, it is a day when Lord Shiva drank all the poison which came out of the churning ocean. Lord Shiva drank and confined it in his neck to save the world, earning his name Nilkant, which is another name for Lord Shiva. So it is a day for thanksgiving for Lord Shiva for saving the world. And for others, it is a day when Lord Shiva danced the Dandava dance all through the night. And the dance form of Lord Shiva is called Nataraj. So Mahashivratri is celebrated for three main reasons: the marriage of Lord Shiva to Goddess Parvati, thanksgiving to the Lord Shiva for saving the world, and for Lord Shiva performing the Dandav dance all through the night, which is a representation of a death of a time to recreation of the world. So destroying evil to bring back the good. And this is why Mahashivratri is celebrated. Now, just a little bit more about the cosmic dance, the Tandav. Now, the dance is really important art form in India, and Lord Shiva is believed to be the master of it. He's often called the Lord of Dance. The rhythm of dance is a metaphor for the balance in the universe which Shiva is believed to hold so masterfully. His most important dance is the Tandav, and this is the cosmic dance of death, which he performs at the end of an age to destroy the universe. The Tandav is the dance that represents the end, so the death of an era of time and the recreation of the world. So this is the time when he needs to remove all the evil to start all over again. Okay, so the dance is very, very important, and it brings a lot of hope to Hindu people as well. So who is Lord Shiva then? Lord Shiva is one of the three gods Hindus believe is responsible for the creation of the world. So there are three gods, and they're called the Trimurti, and they consist of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So if you look at the picture on the right-hand side, you have three gods there. You have Brahma, which is on the right, Vishnu is in the middle, and Shiva is on the left-hand side of that picture. So Brahma is the creator of the universe, while Vishnu is the preserver of it. Shiva's role is to destroy the universe in order to recreate it, in a similar way to Noah in the Christian religion, who rebuilds the world after a great flood. So it is to remove all evil, so to destroy all evil, to recreate a new world and to start again. So to rebuild, to destroy, and then to rebuild or to recreate. Shiv means the auspicious one. Lord Shiva is said to be residing on Mount Kailash in the Himalayan mountains, where he lives with his divine goddess Parvati, and they are both engaged in deep meditation. So if you look at the picture on the right hand side, you will see there you've got Lord Shiva with goddess Parvati there. And there's a picture which is a map in the middle, and you can see India, and just above India you can see the Himalayan mountains, and that is where Lord Shiva is said to be residing, on Mount Kailash in the Himalayan mountains with his beautiful wife Parvati, and they're both engaged in deep meditation. What does Lord Shiva look like? So please pause the video and have a look at these pictures. How would you describe him? What do you notice? What objects can you identify? In his representations as a man, Lord Shiva always has a blue face and throat. So strictly speaking, his body is white, but images often show him with a blue body too. So from the previous pictures, you might have identified some of the things that you see on the screen now. So Lord Shiva is represented with the following features. So the moon, which you can see in his hair, and that is representing wisdom. The snake that you can see around his neck, that symbolises alertness. And this also signifies Lord Shiva's power over the most dangerous creatures in the world. And some would say that the snake also represents Lord Shiva's power of destruction and recreation. Like the snake shreds its skin to make way for new, smooth skin. The trident, that represents the Trimurti, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. But it also signifies that Shiva is above all three states, waking, dreaming, and sleeping. Yet he upholds all three states too. The third eye, which represents alertness, knowledge, and wisdom, and you can see that on his forehead. And on his trident, so the Trishul, you can see a drum. You can see that in the black and white picture. And the drum symbolises the universe, which is always expanding and collapsing. So from an expansion, it collapses and then it re-expands. This is the process of creation. And the bull, and that symbolises dharma, which is righteousness. Now, if you look at the picture in front of you, that stone, which is carved into a certain shape, is actually a representation of Lord Shiva. And that stone is actually called a Shivling. Now, the word Shivling is made up of two words. Shiv, meaning auspicious, and Ling, which comes from a Sanskrit word, lingam, meaning mark or symbol. So the Shivling is a symbol of Lord Shiva, and it's worshipped in many temples. Many people who are Lord Shiva's followers, like myself, have a Shivling in our home, and we would carry out bhishek on our Shivling, which is a sacred bathing of the Shivling. Okay, Now you will also see vibhuti, which is sacred ash, and you can see three lines drawn horizontally across the shivling, and that would be typically drawn across Lord Shiva's forehead. And the red dot that you see there, the red mark that you see there as well, is representing Lord Shiva's third eye. And the vibhuti, having those three lines across the forehead with the sacred ash, actually represents Lord Shiva's powerful nature, his superhuman power and wealth. Okay? Lord Shiva is also known as Abhishek Priya. Now, if you look at the picture at the bottom there, you can see the shivling that we have just discussed in the previous slide. Now, that shivling is a representation of Lord Shiva, and you can see that his followers are performing what we call Abhishek, which is the sacred bathing of the shivling. Now, Lord Shiva loves to be bathed by milk, yogurt, ghee, honey, vibhuti, which is a sacred ash, water, and any other cooling stuff, since it's said that it helps to cool down the effect of the poison that he holds in his throat. Now, bel or bilva leaves are also very dear to Lord Shiva, and they are very important as they are trifoliate in shape, so they have three leaves, and they signify Lord Shiva's three eyes, as well as the three spokes of the Lord's Trishul. Now, since bell leaves have a very cooling effect, they are offered to the shivling to soothe this hot-tempered deity. Now, other traditions during Maha Shivratri. So you have a lot of prayers and chanting and meditation. You perform the Abhishek, which is the sacred bathing of the shivling, which you saw in the previous slide. A lot of people around this time will be thinking about things like honesty, charity, and forgiveness during their meditation. And lots of people fast during the course of that whole day and until the next day. And some people don't even drink water, so it's a really day that they fast for Lord Shiva. And lots of people stay awake all night long to pay tribute by singing songs in praise of Lord Shiva. Lots of people visit temples, Lord Shiva temples. So there's lots of temples in India and even in this country that are dedicated to a particular god. And people would, in India specifically, you would go to a temple which is dedicated to Lord Shiva and get a blessing there and carry out some prayers there. And lots of people, especially in India near the river Ganges, they will take a bath in the holy river before getting ready into new clothes. And lots of people would be there. River Ganges at this time on Maha Shivratri, it is absolutely beautiful because where the river Ganges is situated, they can see the moon. It's the most amazing sight. So it's a really, 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 really important and a special day for Hindus. So what's a typical day of celebrations on Maha Shivratri look like then? So all over India, people would wake up early in the morning and bathe in the holy river if possible. People here, like myself, we would wake up early in the morning, have a bath and get ready so we can begin our prayers to Lord Shiva. And generally on Maha Shivratri, we would be fasting, okay? And we would spend the whole day chanting the Lord's name, and we would feast together with the family. So families would get together and pray together and dance together and sing songs together. And then when night falls, we would go to the temple and we would participate in the Abhishek, which is the sacred bathing of the Shivling. And the Shivling is the black stone. that we use as a representation of Lord Shiva. So that black stone that you've seen in the previous slide is a representation of Lord Shiva. So we bathe Lord Shiva with milk, ghee, honey, yogurt, water, all those cooling items we discussed earlier. And that is called the bhishek. And most temples are open all night long, so people can come and get a blessing and carry out prayers and chant and sing along with others. And people sing songs, they dance. It is a really electrifying atmosphere, okay? And the best thing about it is that everyone almost does it together. So all the devotees make it much easier for each other to stay awake. So if I was celebrating, just like in that picture on the left-hand side, and it was really late at night and everyone else was singing along, dancing along, that would make it easier for me to stay awake and celebrate with everybody. And so Shivratri is also a community festival as well. If you see in the picture on the bottom, you can see that there are masses of people gathered and celebrating together. And it is a big celebration in India. So Maha Shivratri would probably be a bank holiday in India. So the whole country would be celebrating Lord Shiva. And it is a time for family, it's a time for reflection, and it is a time to start fresh. I hope you've enjoyed learning about Maha Shivratri. I've really enjoyed sharing some of what we do in my religion with you all. I'm wishing you all a blessed Maha Shivratri.
Maha Shiva. Namah Shiva. Namah Shiva. Namah Shiva. Namah Shiva. Namah Shiva.